Today, we are going to talk all about what top 10 military and police vehicles in the world. Make sure to hit the like button for us to provide you with more technology news. Don't forget to enable all notifications to leave comments. Just stay tuned before we get our topic. Number 10. BVS Viking. Here are another one of the coolest military vehicles that really lives up to its name. The BVS-10, better known as the Viking, isn't playing around, so when you see it out on the field, you know things are about to get serious. The Viking is a twin-chassis armored vehicle used by the UK forces and was built by BAE Systems' Swedish subsidiary Hägglunds. This all-terrain and fully amphibious vehicle comes packing a heavy machine gun, smoke grenade launchers, and can even fire mortars at the enemy. Couple that with this extra armor and the fact that it has a detachable rear unit for quick escapes, and you've got the recipe for a disaster. If you're on the wrong side of this thing, the Viking has a 2-unit configuration and tracks that let it navigate in the snow, sand, and soft terrains like it's nothing. And who doesn't want to drive a vehicle that's named after some of the greatest warriors of all time? Number 9. Caspian Sea Monster. This wild military vehicle certainly lives up to its name. You can expect anything with the word monster in its name to be an absolute beast, and in this case the Caspian Sea Monster takes the cake. Product of the Soviet Union, the Caspian Sea Monster, or a chronoplane, is neither a boat nor a plane. Instead, it's taking on the best of both worlds. It's what's known as a ground effect vehicle, meaning it uses its wings to create a big but soft cushion of air that the aircraft can use to skim over the water surface. The Caspian Sea Monster is mostly a cargo craft, but it can carry a much larger load than most other conventional craft, seeing as how it doesn't have to take on the burden of properly gaining enough altitude for takeoff. But when it hits the water, it's a lot faster than a ship, hitting a top speed of 300 miles per hour. All of this is thanks to its 10 jet engines. The only catch is the Caspian Sea Monster never left the experimental stages, so it didn't get the action it deserved. Actually, during a test run, the only model in existence crashed in the ocean and was never recovered due to its ridiculous weight. A smaller version was eventually made, but nothing will ever come close to this behemoth. Number 8. Italian State Police. Lamborghini Huracan. When you're driving down the long and open road, you've got the opportunity to really put the pedal to the metal. But if you drive past a cop, you're toast. Sometimes it feels like they have to have all of the fun when it comes to fast cars. So if you ever find yourself lucky enough to travel to the Italian countryside, don't be alarmed if you see a red and blue blur pass you by. That was caused by the sirens of the Italian State Police. Lamborghini Huracan. This is obviously an expensive car that's most likely way over the Italian State Police budget, but the folks at Lamborghini were nice enough to donate 2 of these cars to the highway patrol. It's used for normal police operations, but also for the transporting of blood and other vital organs. When time may not be on their side, the Lamborghini Huracan is working with a horsepower V10 engine and has an all-wheel drive system. It's also got a pretty mean paint job, giving the highway cops a cool blue car with all the typical bells and whistles of your standard police vehicle. Number 7. Bugatti Veyron. Dubai has it together, really knows what they're doing when it comes to awesome police vehicles. So when it comes to the Bugatti Veyron, the proof is in the pudding. Bugatti Veyron on its own is a supercar, so the Dubai police are pretty lucky that they've been able to add this car to their arsenal. This supercar, though, does come with a pretty hefty price tag. Try $1.6 million. That shouldn't be an issue for one of the wealthiest cities in the world. It's worth every penny because it goes from 0 to 60 in about 2 seconds and roars down the road with a top speed of 265 miles an hour. Bad guys beware, because if you're thinking of riding off into the sunset with bags full of cash, you've got another thing coming. To the Bugatti Veyron is going to send you straight to the slammer in the blink of an eye, and it's easily the crown jewel of the Dubai police fleet. Number 6. Buffalo MPV. Made in United States is the Buffalo MPV. This thing was produced by General Dynamics Force and Protection Incorporated, and it's the biggest vehicle the company makes, so you know it's going to be good. Known as an rapper mine resistant ambush protected vehicle, the Buffalo MPV isn't really designed to transport troops despite how safe it may be on the inside. Actually, it traverses the battlefield as an ordnance disposal vehicle, keeping the road safe for the next convoy that comes in. The Buffalo MPV comes complete with 6 run-flat tires and a V-shaped monohull chassis that makes it essentially mine or eat proof, so whoever is lucky enough to drive it can see the boom without having to feel it. After the initial production, the MPV got an upgrade too, where they added BAE system armor, making it just about impervious to anti-tank RPG attacks. Since this is an ordnance disposal vehicle, it's working with an advanced mine detection system, and it uses its 30-foot robotic crane arm to get rid of the EADs. This military vehicle gained so much attention and popularity that it was even in the Transformers movie. It's good enough for them, it's good enough for anybody. Number 5. Eye of Striker. The militaries of North America pack a serious punch, and we are not just talking about the good old USFA. Their neighbors in the north have their own big and crazy toys that they like to bring to the playground. To the Canadian branch of General Dynamics Land Systems cooked up the Interim Armored Vehicle Striker, or Eye of Striker for short. This vehicle is another 8x8 vehicle with speed and agility at the helm, along with heavier protection and attack capabilities. The Eye of Striker is used for command control and targeting, and comes with a nice handful of weapon options and sensor packs, all combined with the most advanced computer and communication systems anyone could ask for. It's actually become a military favorite, seeing as how its versatility makes it one of the premier choices for asymmetrical warfare situations, whether it's needed on the front line, a tactical or technical role, or just getting troops in and out as fast as humanly possible. The Eye of Striker is the way to go. Since it's an 8x8, it's obviously well suited for rugged off-roading missions, but it also excels in an urban environment as well. You know that thick armor is going to repel any RPG sent its way. Anything that can fight and defend at the same time is a surefire winner. Number 4. Carabinieri Alpha Giulia QV. Let's face it, Italy loves cars, and it's been pretty obvious here so far that they make some of the fastest and coolest vehicles in the world, and they haven't shown any signs of slowing down. So when things get a little too hot to handle, the Italian police are going to bring in their more militaristic heavy hitters, which are some pretty cool cars, and one of these is the Carabinieri Alpha Giulia QV. And just because you're calling in the reinforcements doesn't mean you have to show up with big clunky vehicles either. The Alpha Giulia QV has a super sleek design that's more than just painting a bunch of Fiat 500s. As always, they like to keep things in the family with this 503 horsepower vehicle that can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 4 seconds. And when you get into the driver's seat, the interior looks like anything but a police vehicle, with its 6-speed manual transmission and even a tablet on the passenger side that will make the mouths of any tech geeks water. Number 3. Ford Mustang SSP. Even when it comes to police vehicles, nothing quite beats American muscle. There's no denying that souped-up hybrids and supercars deserve all of the attention they get, but sometimes you need to keep things classic. In North America, Ford produced their Mustang SSP from 1983 to 1992 and gave law enforcement a much faster and cooler looking option than their traditional cruisers of the time. The Ford Mustang SSP had a 225 horsepower 5-liter V8 engine, the same as the civilian models, but were fitted with reinforced floor pans and transmission coolers. But each police department could still modify their cars to their liking, so depending on where in North America you were, some could have something as boring as power windows or exciting as full-on roll cages. They were used all over the United States, from Delaware to California, so it must have been pretty cool to see how they differ from state to state, that is, as long as you're not on the wrong side of the law. Number 2. Alpine A110. While there's no denying that the latest and greatest vehicles with all of the updated bells and whistles are awesome, sometimes you have to bring things back to the basics. One seriously cool police vehicle is the retro Alpine A110. The small but mighty cop car played an important role in the French police fleet back in the 1970s and was the first ever sports car they were able to acquire at the time. Civilian cars were getting faster and faster, leaving the French police in the dust as they struggled to literally keep up with them. Couple that with a record number of road deaths and you've proven that they have the need for speed, and it was the much less exciting Renault Juva 4 and 4 liters that managed to pave the way for this Alpine A110. These cars, at least for the time, were able to drive so much faster that every French police officer needed to undergo extensive training to adapt to the change, and anyone inside needed to wear a helmet. The Alpine A110 certainly served its purpose, allowing the French police to finally catch up with the bad guys, and it's still hailed as one of the best and coolest police cars of all time. Number 1. V22 Osprey Tilt Rotor. 1 part helicopter, 1 part plane, all parts awesome military vehicle. The V-22 Osprey tilt rotor is the first production tilt rotor aircraft to take to the skies. This cool hybrid military vehicle can land and take off vertically just like a helicopter, but when it's airborne, it transforms into a turboprop craft that flies faster, farther, and at higher altitudes than any typical helicopter. This also makes it the perfect vehicle to get in and out of some pretty tight and contested areas, seeing as how it doesn't need a long runway a normal airplane would require. But the Osprey's biggest claim to fame these days is that it serves on the escort fleet for Marine One, which is the helicopter that carries the President of the United States. The V-22 Osprey is big too. It can carry up to 24 fully equipped troops, all armed and ready to go at the drop of a hat. It can climb to about 25,000 feet or 5 miles up in the air. And it's a mean top speed of about 350 miles an hour, but something that moves that quickly, carrying that much around, has to stop for refuels all the time. Then right, well, actually no, this military vehicle is capable of refueling mid-air. It can even tuck in its rotators like tucking in a car's rear view mirrors to make it more compact for storage. Thank you for watching this video. I enjoy making videos. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on the notification bell to receive notifications of new videos and music. Thanks.